Okay. This is so ghetto. But I don't care. I got my phone propped up on my baby boy's book bag. And because I just bought this car, I have no phone stand. So it just is what it is. But I am here to talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Honestly, I'm not about to let another new season start of Housewives, especially one of the best franchises, especially this year with the lack of good TV shows that there's been on TV. This was a fail for TV this year as far as good TV shows and things like that. I am not letting another Housewife season come by and I don't talk about it and I don't review it. I'm done with that. I'm so done with that. So if I get 1,000 views, at least, guess what? I am going to be happy about it, because at the very least, I know I'm putting myself out there and I'm gonna try, and I'm about to talk about one of my favorite shows, and I hope y'all like it, and I hope I make it funny enough for you. But here we go. Season 6, episode 1 definitely started off with a banger. I mean, Salt Lake City just don't miss. I haven't watched the episode where it really misses. Salt Lake City just don't miss. It's really that girl. So first things first, Angie pulls up on Mary in a big ass RV. They are tricking the girls and taking them on a camping trip. But she had a flyer made. It said boots, bikini, and some other things, but it was confusing. Like, it was all over the place as far as where they were going. So they didn't know how to pack. Some of them said they didn't know how to pack. They didn't know what to do, so forth and so on, right? Love Angie's. Oh, yeah, I loved Angie's confessional look. Angie had on a blue bow. I love bows. So, Angie, when it's done right, I love bows. Angie had on this pretty blue bow dress. It was so stunning. So Angie, she looked stunning. I loved it. So that confessional look was really, really cute. Anyway, so Angie pulls up to Mary's house in the big RV, and she's low-key driving the RV, and Mary, of course, is worried for her life, because she's like, why is this lady driving an RV knowing damn well she need to hire a driver, which she had, obviously. But, we making TV, so it was funny. Mary is good for a good laugh. Mary is hilarious on Salt Lake City. She is just that girl. And Whitney has a new hair color. Oh, before I even get into Whitney's hair color, I'm loving Angie and Mary's sisterhood energy. I hate that we're going to see that disappear a little bit. I hope not, but I don't want to see it go away. You can like the video while you're here. Thank you for being here. Whitney has a new hair color. That red, I hate it. I do not like that red on her. She looks the fool. Anyway, Brittany's, so they're all at Heather's Beauty Now. Whitney, Brittany, Meredith, Heather, and my girl Bronwyn. They're all waiting at Beauty Now, which is Heather's beauty bar, waiting for the RV to pull up. They don't know it's an RV, but they're waiting on Angie and Mary. So they pull up, and they honking the horn. They're just looking like, wait, what? Is that for us? Yes, the RV is for them. To be nice, the RV was very nice. The RV was nice. Angie's trying to do something different other than the luxury that these ladies are used to, which I don't understand why, but I'm going to let Angie cook. So they get on the RV. As soon as they get on, Whitney pulls a prank. She has about 8 to 9 SWAT team dress guys pull up surround the RV, which, just like in season 4 when they were looking for Jen Shaw, and they were it was NYPD though. It was NYPD. It was a couple of different agencies, 3-letter agencies that were looking for her though, right? Ciao. And it turns out they said, yeah, we're looking for Whitney, da 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 da. So Whitney gets off the bus. They put her in handcuffs. And everybody's heart drops. And they're like, oh no, what did Whitney do? Blah, 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 blah. Turns out it was just a prank. She was just trying to recreate the scene from when Jen Shah was being looked for. So I thought that was funny. I really laughed a lot during this episode. It was funny. So Mary was not impressed with the strippers, child. They started taking off their clothes. And Whitney said how hard it was to find strippers in Salt Lake City. And I said, I could see that because it's Mormon country. You know, they, whatever, fake Mormons. Not fake, but, well, they are on the cast. But, yeah, I'm sure it's hard to find, you know. It's not like where I live. It's not like Atlanta. It's nothing to find some strippers over here, okay? Oh, my gosh. I'm not even going to bring attention to it. Anyway, let's see. Mary said, where is the muscle? That was interesting to me because you be sleeping with your grandpa and you asking where's the muscles for some strippers is crazy work. I'm not going to hold you. Mary, you kind of needed to relax. Hi, love. You definitely need to relax. I said, Mary, why are you worried about strippers and you are married to your grandfather? What is happening here? That don't make no sense. So that was interesting. I said, Mary, be quiet. Don't do too much. Don't say too much. So that had me laughing. Lisa says Lisa is the only one who didn't show up to the girls trip. Lisa says she don't want to be around Bronwyn. She don't want to be around Bronwyn. So she didn't show up to the girls trip, which is unlike Lisa because she usually shows up to everything. She usually shows up and she's usually going to get that check because you know it's like a episodic rate. So I was surprised Lisa wasn't on the first episode because she according to the blog, she's in debt. So why is she not showing up for work? Which is a point of contention that was brought up during the episode as well, right? So Brittany called out Whitney for talking about Lisa. So that was kind of lame. You know, Brittany is very lame. She tries too hard to be, you know, she tries too hard to have a moment all the time. That's the thing with Brittany. Like, girl, you try too hard to have a moment. Like, please stop, relax. So I don't like that for Brittany. Brittany called out Whitney for talking about Lisa, which she really wasn't even talking about her. They were just mentioning the fact that she wasn't there. So I'm like, okay. So I guess Brittany is Lisa's new up Lisa's ass. Just like Heather is up Lisa's ass, which we'll get to Heather in a minute. Because Heather, I can't figure out who's more annoying. Heather or Brittany. And I'm really leaning towards Heather and Brittany being funny. Funny, like laugh at you, not with you. But Heather is so annoying. She really thinks she's that girl. And she thinks she's better than Brittany. But baby, you're not. You're very lame and you're not like, you know. It never gave that. So, let's see. Okay, so now they pull up at the camping ground, right? And it looks like a trailer park, not gonna lie. It looks a mess. It looks like a trailer park. It was not giving luxury. It was not giving any of the things. It really was not. So that was funny. And I was worried for the girls. I was like, this looks a little creepy, a little scary, which we will get back to because there was a point brought up about it being creepy and being scary. So we'll get back to that. So Bronwyn calls out Lisa. Oh, no. Before that, Lisa's brought up at lunch again. So they're sitting out to have their sandwiches in the cold at the trap house looking campsite. AKA trailer park. Just looking ghetto looking campsite. I don't know why she picked that place. Anyway, Lisa's brought up again at lunch, and Brittany and Heather are there windmilling. They are not going to let Lisa's not on their watch. They will not let Lisa be tarnished in no way, shape, or form on this platform if she's not here to defend herself. And even if she was there to defend herself, they're not having it. That's their boo. Girl, bye. So what happened after that? Bronwyn gets into it with Heather and Bronwyn Heather and Bronwyn start to get into it because Heather's coming at Bronwyn because she's talking about Lisa, even though she's coming with facts that everybody saw, but Heather's the only one who wants to act like she didn't see that Lisa was in the news, their local newspaper. There's all over the blogs, all over this, all over that. Heather's the only one sitting there at the table of all the other women saying, oh, I didn't see that. I didn't hear that. Did y'all, anybody else heard that? And Angie was like, yeah, everybody at this table heard it. And if you say you didn't hear it, you're a liar. Thank you, Angie. Because Heather is such a liar. I cannot take her. She is a liar. Bronwyn calls out Lisa. Very detailed, very much on the nose of what's going on. I mean, it wasn't even a call out. She just calling out in the sense of having a conversation. But she literally says, hey, I am not here to bash her. I'm just saying what's going on in the news. I mean, obviously she don't like the lady, so it's gonna be a low-key bash regardless. But she didn't go about it as petty as she could have. Walk with me, think with me, okay? But I like the way Bronwyn called her out. Actually, I had mixed feelings about the way Bronwyn called her out. Let me tell you why. Because it's kind of like, okay, is she trying to be in her villain bag? I wouldn't be opposed to that. I'm actually a person who loves villains. I always root for the villain usually. Not, it depends if I like them, but I love villains usually. We all need the villain. Blah, 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 blah. Whoever that is to you, I'm a person who always roots. But I don't know what's coming. I don't know. We got to see a little bit more of what Bronwyn's giving because she had such a stellar first season. I don't know if she's going to be coming back and giving like, I know I'm that girl, or if she's going to be coming back. I don't know how I want her. I don't know how she's coming. So that's just something to watch. I wanted to make note of it because it's like, okay, Bronwyn, I like what you're doing and I'm with you. But what is it giving? Is it giving stuck up or not stuck up? Is it giving like you read the comments and now you know how people feel about you? Or is it giving more, I know who I am and I'm just going to stand in it. So we'll see. We'll see what Bronwyn has to do. And she's right about Lisa. She was right about everything Lisa did. Lisa was an asshole to them last year, and she's still going to continue to be an asshole this year. Trust and see. So Heather pretending she didn't see the article. We talked about that. Heather still up Lisa's ass. Talked about that. Heather is so lame. Oh, yeah. So there was a, somebody brought up, oh, Angie. Angie was fumbling the bag a little bit. She said, it's no different from what Jen Shaw did, which I disagree. It is different, but Heather is so lame because it was Jen Shaw that gave you that. Didn't Jen Shaw do that to your eye? And you were still around there caping for her? Now she says, why would you bring up Jen Shaw? She's in prison where she belongs. Now she's in prison where she belongs. Girl, bye. Bronwyn admits to, I respected Bronwyn for this. Let's get into this. Bronwyn admits to lying about the necklace. So the thing with the necklace, she had, last season, season 5, she had a $4 million necklace she was talking about getting for her anniversary. Beautiful necklace, by the way. Obviously, it's a $4 million necklace. I don't think there's anybody on this earth who would say the necklace wasn't beautiful. But anyway, she had, she said she was going to buy it. She ended up not buying it. And she said she knew she wasn't going to buy it. But then she made it seem like she had it, which she said was a form of lying. I respected that she admitted to that. She admits to lying, and that led her asking, she don't know how she let that affect her, which I wanted to say, you let it affect you because you're on Housewives. You're around women who are looking at what you have, pocket watching constantly, which is what a lot of us are here to see. We want to see y'all live in the luxury. I'm literally waiting for Burlington to open up to get me a nice new comforter set. Y'all, when the last time y'all been into a Burlington? It's mine. I'm just saying all that to say, we are watching you for the luxury of it all. So I get it, Bronwyn, and I can easily, I will fully say, if I was Bronwyn, I would have easily let that affect me. And I probably would have lied or said, I would have said something. I'm a Virgo, so I'm gonna say something slick regardless. But especially if I feel like you're coming for me, usually it's true. But we talking $4 million necklaces. If a hoe wanted to say something, oh yeah, maybe next, because I think what she said was, oh yeah, next time I wear it, then you'll, and you know, that is a lie because she didn't have it. I would have said the same shit too. Yeah, next time when I put that shit on while my husband is looking deep in my eyes while we making love. I don't know. I would have said something, but whatever would have been a good read at the time. You know, I'll be the one to acknowledge that, depending on who I'm talking to and what's going on. What is it giving? So in the middle of this nice juicy argument, Britt stands up. Squirrel. She didn't literally say squirrel, but that's what she gives. She's like that person who just, huh. Oh, okay. So Britt jumps up. Oh, I have an announcement. Okay. Everybody's looking at her like, me and Jared, we got engaged. And they show a video of her. This woman, she's going to be, what's his name? His last name. Olsen. I don't know what makes him popular. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But anyway. Then she says, then 2 weeks later, we got unengaged. Heather in the confessional, her only funny thing she ever said this whole season. This whole episode, aka season. Said what I said. I don't like Heather. I don't think Britt knows what an announcement is. Like, you think, oh, she's your friend. Why would she? She's an idiot. So, and I already wrote that down. She's so lame. Britt is so lame. Heather is so lame. I literally wrote that down. Who is worse, Heather or Brittany? And I'm still, even after this episode, I'm still leaning towards Brittany. I mean, Heather. I'm 100% still leaning towards Heather. Whitney calls out that she sees Jared at the gym. I thought that was some tea. Whitney says she sees Jared at the gym all the time and he seems single. And Brittany was like, excuse me? You know how to... Excuse me? Yeah, I see him at the gym all the time and he seems single. Let me get rid of this comment really quick. Because they were talking about their mom. And I hate that for them. And I'm on live because I do not want to edit the video and all the things. I'm still struggling with that. And when I'm just trying to upload it and let's see how it goes from there. If you're still here, I really appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Yeah, let's see. I thought that was interesting when she said she saw Jared at the time. Oh, that was the other part. So she sees Jared all the time at the gym. He seems single. And not only that, he's always with a different lady in the lunchroom at the gym. And he's always introducing said ladies to Whitney. That was interesting. That was very interesting. So now we are on to the activity thing. They went kayaking. It was straight. Heather and Britt and Bronwyn had to be in the same kayak, and Whit was in her own kayak by herself. So that was cool. I guess cool. I don't know what you want to call it. And then the other girls went fishing. Mary, Angie, Brittany, Meredith. Meredith did say something this episode. I know if you're worried about, hey, did you see it? Yeah, no. So while they were fishing, though, Mary had me cracking up because she's talking about giving the fish CPR. And, you know, Mary will have her most random thoughts. And she's like, yeah, I would give it back. I would try to give it CPR. And she's talking to Meredith and the fisherman guy. And then Meredith says, well, Mary, how would you give it CPR? So Mary looks over. She says, Gusty? What? No, she said, what's your name? He says, Dusty. She says, Gusty? He said, Dusty. Gusty? He said, Dusty. Okay, well, ask Gusty. He would know. Gusty, can I give a fish CPR? He said, no, we cannot bring the fish back to life. These are people who eat caviar. Not that a fish does not die in the process of extracting caviar. So, to be fair. But these are people who are out to eat all the time. Don't care about where that food coming from. Now she want to give the fish back to life and all the things. Mary is funny. Okay? So that was one thing Meredith showed up for. She was in that little scene, the little fishing scene with Mary. That was funny. Heather has a ghost story about some kidnapper lady, which I do have her name. I think it's Molly Swanson. Swarmingson? I don't know. It was Molly something, child. Then this is when they're sitting down to dinner. I wrote, Britt is impressed by asparagus. That was funny, yes. The whole cooking scene, that was hilarious. Like, why do you have these ladies cooking these hot dogs? No hot dogs. And then poor Mary had to cook her vegan burger over the fire. She tried to put it on the stick, but it's like hanging on the stick like this. And she got it in the fire. I'm just like, that is not going to work. I know that I know them vegan burgers. I'm a chef, so I know when you patty them, if they're, especially, clearly it wasn't frozen because she put it through the stick, so they are easy to fall apart and they're nasty. But anyway, so there was a moment where Britt said she has asparagus and we're camping. Like, asparagus is hoity-toity, it's high class. I'm like, girl, asparagus is not no high class. Girl, good night. Like, we eat asparagus all the time around my house. Bye, wig. She's so easily impressed. Oh, and you know what I did want to mention, since we are talking about it. It looked like Jared could not buy Brittany a new coat because she still had that rusty, dusty, crusty looking mink coat from last year. Is it not? Maybe it's not the same. But if it's the same, let me know. But it still looked a little weathered, to say the least. And Mary said, so while they cooking the food, Mary said, and they telling the ghost story again, Mary said the ghost ain't real because the ghost didn't show up to cook the food. I said, okay. That part can't be real. We wouldn't be around here doing this much work. Hello? Mary said, oh yeah, the ghost ain't real because Britt and Whitney get into it again. And then Britt, that's when Britt brought up, well, you have a failed business. And Whitney stood on business and she said, yeah, it is failing. And I'm disappointed about not letting a lot of people down and so forth and so on. And I respect Brittany for that too. Because can't nobody really say nothing to you when you're owning what happened and what is given. You know what I mean? So I wrote, Brittany is insane and delusional, which is just a fact. You can watch her at any moment and see that. Meredith finally checks in outside of the fishing expedition, which I enjoyed her. Meredith and Britt get into it. And what were they getting into it about? Honestly, I can't even remember. Mary asked her. I wish I can read what I wrote. Okay, Mary as they're telling the ghost story, I don't remember why Meredith and Britt got into it. I hate that. I'm sorry. I'm going to make sure I make better notes next time and do better and have a better setup and all the things. But this is my first time. I was about to go home. Let me finish. I'll tell y'all in a second. So, yes, as they're telling the ghost story, Mary said something about why does anybody else wonder why Black people always die in the scary movies first? Has anyone else noticed that? I love that because I think it's so genuine for Mary. And like, yes, Mary, everybody notices that. It's a topic of conversation constantly. But I love that she was so unaware that, yes, that's a thing. So I thought that was so funny. And Heather takes the girls on a tour to go find Molly. I don't know. White people shit, doing dumb stuff for no reason. But Mary went along with it. She's been living in South Lake for a while, so that's fine. But yeah, so that's pretty much the end of the episode. It was a really good first episode. I'm taking notes and watched it one time. I probably need to watch them twice just so I can have a little bit better notes, because I was not asleep, but I was laying down and I was like writing like this. So, but I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed talking and I enjoyed being live. I don't want to make the video too long, but I wasn't even about to make a video, but I'm not letting another season of Salt Lake City. I'm not letting another season of my favorite show start. And I'm already trying to build content and I don't make a video for people to watch. I don't care. It is what it is. So like I said, I get 1,000 views on this, I will be ecstatic. Y'all need to be definitely watching Housewives of Salt Lake City. That is one of the top 3 franchises of this empire that they've built on Bravo of Real Housewives. Real Housewives of Atlanta is number 1, always and forever. Salt Lake City. I hope that didn't mess up the live. Okay, Salt Lake City is number 2 for me. And what is 3? I'll get back to you on 3. I'll have a third one. I don't want to just say something now because my best friend's calling me. She may need something. So I'm going to end the live here. Thank y'all so much for watching. And y'all have a great night. Not a great night. A great day.